Here in the UK, we love these kind of stores where you can pop in and kind of bulk buy all sorts of different things. And one of those is behind me here. It's Home Bargains. This is the kind of store you can pop into when you need washing powder and toilet paper and crisps and gardening equipment and toys. They sell everything here. Now, why on earth would I bring you to a place like this when there's 600 of them around the country? I think we all know what a Home Bargains is, right? Well, apparently, round about 35 of the Home Bargains now have a cafe inside. Now, I didn't even know that was a thing that existed until recently. So I looked online and found my nearest one. So I'm here in Amesbury, which is in Wiltshire, very close to Salisbury, a stone's throw away from Stonehenge. Well, not one of those stones, they're massive, but maybe a little pebble or something I could launch it and get close. Anyway, I'm here for breakfast. We're going to get inside and find out what it's all about. I'm expecting fairly basic fare, sausage and bacon, baps, that kind of thing. Maybe croissants and pastries, nice cup of tea. Hopefully, it's going to be a bargain though. Now, of course, we can't all eat stuff like that all the time, can we? It's all about finding the balance. We need to eat healthy when we're at home, which is a neat little segue into today's video sponsor. Yes, I have a video sponsor today. So let's head back to Greeno Towers and find out who it is. Today's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. Now, if you scan this QR code up in the top corner of the screen here, that'll entitle you guys to a 50% discount on your first HelloFresh box and a further 20% discount on your next 4 boxes, plus free dessert for life. Sounds like a good deal to me. Everything comes chilled in the box and it's really easy to work out exactly what goes with what. It gives you an ingredients list and full instructions on exactly what you need to do to make a delicious meal, just on the back of the recipe card there. So from my box, I'm going to be cooking today the speedy spiced chicken udon. Recipe card at the ready, ingredients all prepped. Let's go. There we go, simple as that. One pan. Put some crushed nuts here over the top. Do you know what? It looks nice and light and healthy and summery. Perfect. Wow, that really is good. So if you'd like to be able to cook meals like this yourself at home, quick, easy, nutritious, just click on this QR code here or type Greeno50 into the HelloFresh website and you'll get 50% off your first order and 20% off your next 4 orders, plus free dessert for life. It's completely flexible. You can take breaks if you want. You can cancel whenever you like. No issues there whatsoever. I really like it. I'm going to tuck back in. Back to Greeno. Okay folks, in and seated. Now it's obviously just a sort of normal cafe kind of setup here. Fairly basic tables and chairs and fairly basic food if we're honest. There's some toasties, bacon rolls, we've got hot dogs, you can get crumpets, that kind of thing, and a selection of pastries there, savoury and sweet ones, and some pretty good looking cakes to be honest, but I'm going to be a good boy, not go for a slice of their delicious looking lemon drizzle or carrot cake. Anyway, I've put an order in, and basically what I'm going to do, they prepare the whole thing, call out my table number, and I go and pick it up from the counter. So hopefully it won't be too long, and we'll see what I've got, and I'll talk you through the prices as well. It's a bit of a bargain at Home Bargains. Okay, have a little look at everything I've ordered here, folks. It's a bit of a feast. So we have a maple and pecan twist. Oh, people are shouting out the order numbers here. All going on. Nice pot of tea over there. A cheese toasty. Probably looks a bit better than what I had at Hyde recently, doesn't it? We've got a regular croissant there. A jumbo hot dog. And down here we have a bacon roll. Not easy to get all of this in shot here. I think I may have over-ordered somewhat, but I have brought some Tupperware here so that I can try stuff and then take it home and eat it later. Now, what do you reckon all of this lot has cost me together? Tea, toasty, hot dog, bacon roll, and 2 pastries. I think you'll be surprised. £9 and 2 pence for all of this. £9 and 2 pence. That's insane. The cup of tea is just £1. That is great value, isn't it? The cheese crock, as they're calling it here, the cheese toastie is £2.75. The bacon roll, £1.99, comes with sauce. The jumbo hot dog, just £1.50. That seems like a good deal. And the 2 pastries here are 89 pence each. It's a very, very low-priced cafe, this, isn't it? But the question is, will it all taste any good? Let's find out, shall we? Okay, I've moved the pastries off to one side for now, because obviously we're going to start with the savoury stuff. Made myself a brew. Let's give this a little try. It's a brew. The pot there is definitely going to be enough to get at least a couple of cups out of it. So I like that. So where are we going to start? I think we will start with the cheese toastie. Let's get that before the cheese starts to solidify a little bit, shall we? So, we take a little close-up here. If you can see, nice kind of bechamel toasted on the top there. I mean, it's a fairly standard looking sandwich. Okay, it's all right though. That sort of bechamel with the cheese on the top gives it a nice creaminess. And then inside you've got a little bit more of that cheesy. The crust on here is toasted up really nicely. The inside is a little bit softer, but it eats pretty well, and it is tasty. Right, what's next? Move that out of the way. Let's go for the hot dog, shall we? This is a jumbo hot dog for £1.50. Now again, it's a fairly basic looking item, isn't it? It's obviously one of those hot dogs you get like in a jar. I've seen them available at the sort of, the £1 burger kind of places up in Blackpool. Some of them for £1, some of them for a little bit more. Here, with this one, we've got 3 different sauces. There's HP, that's not really going to go on a hot dog, I don't think. We've got ketchup and mustard. Now, what do people think about that? I had a hot dog not so long ago on the channel and got pretty much slated by everyone outside of the UK for putting ketchup on it, saying it should just have mustard. And bear in mind, this is going to be English mustard, so this is going to be a fiery little thing. But I quite like having ketchup and mustard on a hot dog. So that's what I'm going to do. Sorry, folks, if you don't like it. But this is my breakfast. Here we go. Bit of both on there. That'll do nicely. So here we go. Now take a look at that with all the sauce on the top of it. Toasted bun. So it's not that soft. Yeah, let's give it a try. It is what it is. The bread, although it is toasted, does still feel fresh. Apologies if you can hear some people scraping chairs across the floor in the background. I never understand why people can't just pick up a chair and move it. They have to drag it and make a lot of noise. I mean, that's not going to win any awards, but it's tasty enough and a cheap little snack if you come around here with your kids or whatever and they're nagging you for something to eat. Pop in here, get them a hot dog for £1.50. They'll be happy enough. Time for another slurp of this brew. There's all sorts of things beeping in the background. We had the fire alarm go off a minute ago. That was just like a test, a little drill kind of thing. I think all the different ovens, when they go off, it will start beeping. It's kind of like having breakfast with R2-D2. So let's put some of this in the bacon roll. Now the bacon, yeah, it looks relatively insipid. It doesn't look the best quality bacon in the world. But then your bacon bat's $1.99, I think. So you're not necessarily expecting gourmet, are you? Now, let's close that up. I've seen what I think they call these like oven bottom muffins. That's the kind of bread roll, quite a flat, soft roll. I've got, what have we got in here? 3 slices of bacon in there. So, not scrimping on it. Let's give it a try. You know what, it's alright. Like I say, not necessarily the best bacon you're ever going to see in the world. But it tastes okay. The bread roll is nice and soft. Bit of HP sauce on there. What's not to like? Again, if you were to pop in here of a morning, you're going to do a little bit of shopping, pick one of these up and a brew for less than £3. Really good value in this day and age, isn't it? Like I say, not Michelin starred, but it fills a hole, and I think it's really good value. I've got to say, taking into account the price of this, I've been pretty impressed so far. We've got 2 more items here to try. Again, a little slurp of the old Rosie Lee before we get into that. So what have we got here? We have a croissant. You know, it doesn't look the most basic of croissants. Got a nice kind of little sheen to it, little glaze there. And then we got this maple and pecan plat. Those are flavours I really like, really go together. I'm not that big on sweet pastries, but there's just something about that that really does it for me. So let's have a little look at this croissant. Now, it's not been served warm. It is cold, which is a little bit of a shame. They could have warmed it up in one of those ovens that keeps beeping all the time. We pull it apart, have a little look inside. So it's got decent enough kind of layers in there. I think they call that lamination, don't they, in baking? Let's give it a try. It is a little basic. It's not as flavoursome as one you'd get in a French patisserie or something like that. But what I will say, it's lovely and fresh. The outside does have a nice crisp to it, and the inside is soft. Just could do with being a bit more buttery. But again, 89p for this item in a cafe. You're not expecting gourmet, are you? And it is pretty tasty, let me tell you. Right, one last little bite of this, and then we'll move on to the maple plat. So that croissant was enjoyable enough. This is what I'm looking forward to though, out of the pastries the most. Maple and pecan. Now, what this should have is a nice cook to it, and inside it, it's going to be a filling flavoured with both of those items, and then they put some pecans on the top and whatever. So let's have a little look and see how it goes. Pull it apart. Yeah, you can see that kind of little paste inside with the maple flavouring in there. Oh, that's sweet. That is sweet. The pastry here has got a really nice crisp to it. But again, inside, where it's cooked with that paste inside, keeps the inside kind of moist. The maple flavour, very, very sweet. And a nice little crunch when you hit one of those pecans. You know what? That is pretty good. Regular viewers of the channel will remember some of the hotel breakfast videos I've done. And in the vast majority of those, the pastries that have been on offer haven't been as tasty as this. Just 89p. That's cracking value, isn't it? You know what? Since I've been sat here, there have been a steady stream of customers coming in and trying this place. A whole bunch of them. And I can see why. I can see why. It's inexpensive, but do you know what? More than fair for the money. I don't think there's a single item there that I wouldn't be happy to order again if I was in a place like this. Not bad. Anyway, let's finish up my brew and we'll go outside and sum up there. Cheers. Well, who'd have thought it, folks, hey? A cafe inside a home bargain store. It's a new one on me, but tell you what, for the money, how impressive was that? Let's just run through what I had again. Cheese toasty, bacon roll, a pot of tea, a jumbo hot dog, a croissant, and a maple and pecan plat. All of that for £9 and 2p. I mean, if you'd had another hot drink with that, looking at a tenner, I mean, that's a good breakfast, brunch, lunch or whatever for 2 people for a tenner while you're in here doing your shopping. I don't think you can grumble at that, can you? Is it the best quality of anything in the world? Of course not. Of course not. But it's decent enough. I'd put that up there pretty much with most supermarket cafes I've been to, even the sort of top end ones of your Marks and Spencer's-y kind of thing. I don't think they do things any better than here. I really don't. And it's a fraction of the price. In this day and age, you need to find these low cost places sometimes, don't you? When you're out shopping with the kids, they want a snack, or even if you just fancy a little pot of tea and a slice of cake or whatever to perk yourself up as you're going around the shopping. I mean, again, here, I think the cake was £1.75 a slice, so that and a pot of tea, £2.75. A pot of tea in M&S is going to cost you more than that, I'd have thought, isn't it? Without the cake. Now, I'm going to have to come up with a score, aren't I? Now, of course, like I've said a couple of times, it's not top quality produce. But all of that was £9 and 2p. You just can't argue with it, can you? So a score. I mean, I'm going to have to give it something like 4.2, 4.3, I think. Obviously, little marks down for things like the fact it's just a tinned hot dog, you know. Very, very basic. And the bacon wasn't the best. But again, for the price, I think it's more than fair. Does it get Greeno's green light is the question that I'm sure you're all asking yourselves, aren't you? Absolutely does. Absolutely does. What a cracking price for those items. Do you know what? Apparently there are 600 odd home bargain stores around the country, and about 35 of them currently have these cafes in. Now, a lot of supermarkets are losing their cafes, aren't they? They're closing them down because they think they can make more money out of the space doing something else. I hope Home Bargains put more of these in their stores. If they got the space to do so, stick them in, because people are using it and people will come in and do their bit of shopping and they will stop and they will have a cup of tea and a slice of cake or a bacon roll. Definitely. That's my advice to you, Home Bargains management, who I'm sure are watching this video. Anyway, where am I going to go next? Well, I'm right near to Stonehenge. I've been there before. I didn't spot any druids popping in for their laundry powder or anything while I was here. You know, give the old robes a scrub up. But maybe I'll just have a little drive past Stonehenge, see how it looks. It's pretty much the same from a distance as close up, if I'm honest. It's just a big pile of stones, isn't it? Oh dear. Right, anyway, I'm off. I will see you next time, folks.